because I know we're on time today.
Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna just share my screen straight away here. Let's get the right one. Sharing. And I'm gonna move this there. Okay. Well, my name is Heidi and I work here at the International Office at Jönköping University, and I thought I would give you a little bit presentation about what we're about and why you should choose to come to study with us. So we start with why you should come to Sweden. Well, where is Sweden? It's not always easy. A lot of people mix up Sweden with Switzerland, but Sweden is right at the top of Europe, and you can see Jönköping there. It's a tricky word to say for a lot of English-speaking people, but if you think about shopping and Jönköping, it's kind of the same sound. And you can see that we are very close to the rest of Europe. So we're right in the middle of Scandinavia, and we have easy access down to Denmark and then the rest of Europe as well. So what are the reasons why you should come to Sweden, firstly? Well, Sweden is actually ranked as one of the top 10 in the world for being a study destination. And we have a lot of innovation in Sweden. Stockholm actually has the most million-dollar companies per capita in the world after Silicon Valley. And at the same time as we have that, Swedes have a very good ability to have a work-life balance. They have a word here in Sweden called lagom, which means it's just right, not too much, not too little. And that's how they see work as well. You work just enough and you have enough time for yourself as well. And so when you're here, you will have both lots of time to work, but also a lot of time to enjoy the new life and the new culture, and to explore as well. Another thing that is great about Sweden is that we've got a very good ability of speaking English, so there's not really much of a language barrier when you come here. You don't need to worry about getting lost in the street and not being able to ask somebody for help, because there's always help, somebody that can answer you and understand what you're saying. So that's a really, really good advantage with Sweden. You can see here that we're one of the world's most innovative countries, and I have a whole bunch of different brands, which I'm sure you recognize, that are actually from Sweden. Skype, among others, and Spotify, I'm sure you use to listen to music. IKEA, everyone knows IKEA, the flat pack strategy, build your own furniture. And Volvo trucks, and another whole bunch of brands that I'm sure you might recognize some of. Another thing that is really important for us here in Sweden, other than our innovation, is the fact that we have a beautiful nature, with lots of nature. Actually, 69% of the country is covered by forest. So it's a lot of nature, and the environment has always been a really important part of Sweden, and making sure that we learn to take care of the environment in a good way. And we're actually aiming to be able to be using 100% renewable energy by 2040. So if you're interested in the environment and sustainability, then Sweden is a great place to come and to learn about how we do it here. Something else that is really unique about Sweden is we have something called the right of public access, which means that kind of you have access to anybody's private property, as long as you don't go too close, I suppose, to their homes. You're allowed to go into private forests and pick berries, or onto beaches, swim lakes. You can even explore all of the forest without limitation, and put up a tent somewhere for a night and sleep wherever you want to, basically. So it's a great place to come and enjoy being in nature, and enjoy the Swedish concept of lagom, not doing too much work and having time to enjoy your life as well. I have a quick video. I'm hoping it's gonna work with the sound. Let's see.
Here are 5 surprising things international students should know about Sweden. Number 1.
Sorry, I'm just putting my sound up a bit.
They have the concept of lagom. Sweden is the concept of lagom, which means not too much, not too little, just right. It is the philosophy for living a balanced and a happy life. So being a student in Sweden could be demanding, but fret not because you can also have free time and perhaps have some fika. Number 2. You are free to roam or allemansrätten. It is a law that gives all people the right to roam free in nature. And did you know that 2/3 of Sweden's land area is covered by forests? And if you're like the Swedes that love to be outdoors, you can see yourself taking a walk, doing camping, or swim in any lake. Number 3. It's one of the most innovative country in the world. There is no such thing as a stupid idea. Sweden gives much value for innovation that they become best at it. You would be surprised just how many everyday items you use were actually invented in Sweden. As a student in Sweden, there is app for almost everything from transportation to having discounts in food. In Swedish universities, they also have incubators for students who wants to start their own company. Number 4. Sweden is good at recycling. They are so good at recycling that they even import other countries' waste for energy. Did you know that there is even a bottle recycling scheme or PANT where people get money back for empty cans and bottles, which is a win-win situation. You get money and you also help the environment. Number 5. Sweden values gender equality. They believe that everyone, regardless of gender, must be able to enjoy all human rights and share the same responsibilities and opportunities. So in Swedish universities, your professor is just likely to be a female as a male, and Sweden is known to be one of the countries in the world with the highest proportion of female-led universities.
Okay, now you know why you should study in Sweden. Now I'm going to give you the reasons why you should come to Jönköping. And Jönköping is one of the 10 biggest cities in Sweden. And I suppose big is a little bit relative compared to what you're comparing it to. And there's about 130,000 people that live in Jönköping, so it's not really big. But the nice thing with Jönköping is that it's big enough to have pretty much everything that you need when it comes to sporting events and culture and restaurants, and it is a great variety of things. But it still has a little bit of this the small town feel where you can ride your bike around everywhere and get around really easily. And we're also known as being a logistics center in Sweden. As you can see, we're right in the middle there between Gothenburg and Stockholm and Malmö, which is the 3 biggest cities. And there's a lot of logistic companies that have their base in Jönköping because it is easy. It's just like 3 hours to Stockholm and 3 hours down to Malmö, and then you're in the rest of Europe as well. There's something that's quite special for Jönköping and for this area. It's a region that is largely focused on entrepreneurship and innovation and small medium-sized companies, and we have something called a entrepreneurial spirit that is really strong here in Jönköping, and obviously connected a lot to the university and the students, and a lot of students wanting to come and start companies. The other nice thing with Jönköping is that it's surrounded by a lot of nature. There's 3 big lakes around the city. So you can see the one picture there. There's a lot of water around about the city center. And something that is just a little fun fact, this year, we were actually in CNN Travel's top 20 list of the world's best places to swim, our little beach that's right in the middle of town. So even though the water might be quite cold, it's a great place to come and swim and to cool off during the warmer months. Some people swim even in the winter, but it's more for the brave, more for the brave. And Jönköping University, you can see from this picture the whole of Jönköping and the lakes and the nature around. We're pretty much right there in the middle of the city, you could say. The whole campus is quite unique for Sweden to have the whole campus all in one place and right in the middle of the city center. So you can see this big building, the big white round one in the middle, and then there's a few buildings around there that make up Jönköping University as a whole. And we call ourselves an international university in the heart of Sweden. And we work a lot with combining theory and practice. My light just went off. And so that we did a lot together with different case studies and projects and visits and internships in different companies during the time that students are here. The university is made up of 4 different schools: the Jönköping International Business School, School of Engineering, School of Health and Welfare, and School of Education and Communication. There is also another part that works with our pathway programs. Today I'll be focusing mostly on the School of Engineering and the School of Education and Communication, as those are currently partners with your university. But just generally about Jönköping University is that we are actually one of the leading universities in Sweden when it comes to internationalization. We have about 350 partner universities. We have about 12,000 students in total, and of them 2,000 to 3,000 are international. So we have a really vibrant, dynamic culture on campus. This semester is a little bit different. We're missing our international students. We have more than what we thought would be able to make it here, so we're really happy for that. But it really is a fun vibe when you have a lot of different cultures together and sharing ideas and life together. Another big focus of the university is just working with sustainability in business and at the university as well, and working together a lot with the businesses in our region and working on projects that are sustainable for them and for the future. We also have a lot of world-class research. I'll show you more about that on a later slide. But when it comes to the School of Engineering, what is quite unique with the School of Engineering is that they don't just have engineering courses. They have quite a lot of different other courses that are in the areas of business and design. But the School of Engineering is a member of the CDIO initiative, which is the collaboration of leading engineering schools in the world. And most programs at the School of Engineering have courses on English. Some are taught completely in English. So our students are very well integrated, both the Swedish and international students, with the group work and lectures and being able to be in the same classes and learning together and learning from each other. The School of Engineering also has the world-leading research when it comes to manufacturing technology for casting. We have collaborations and work very closely together with Volvo, Scania, and Husqvarna. And they also work, back to the thing of this entrepreneurial spirit, work together a lot with the encouraging students with starting companies and developing ideas and thoughts that they have as well. So you can see here some of the programs that are offered at the School of Engineering. We have, other than the normal engineering programs, new media design, which is more graphic design. We have the lighting design program as well. And then we have our logistics management and supply chain management, which is a little bit more on the business side of a combination of engineering and business. And within all these programs, some are offered completely in English, but most of them, if not all of them, offer courses in English. So our international students have a wide range of courses in English to choose from here as well. There is also a lot of different collaborations with our International Business School. There's a lot of different business entrepreneurship challenges and competitions that are held out. This is an example of one of them that was run by the business school. There's also another fun project that the engineering school works with, and that is called the World Solar Challenge. And it's every year, I think. Now I'm saying it, but every year they build a new solar car, and then they race against some other universities to try and see who can get across Australia the quickest with a car that is completely run on solar energy. And I always get a little bit nervous when I look at that little picture of the solar car next to this big truck on that road. It's very brave people that choose to drive these cars. But it's a really fun project that actually has students from all of our schools here working together with marketing and fundraising and the engineering side. And then the team goes down to Australia where they compete in this competition, which is really fun to follow. When it comes to the School of Education and Communication, they focus a lot on having a very creative and inspiring study environment. And the fun thing with the schools generally in Sweden is that there is not so much of a hierarchy here. So students and teachers are encouraged to have discussions and ask questions. And it's a very dynamic environment to be able to learn in and develop and learn about how others think and why they think the way that they think. And when it comes to the School of Education and Communications vision, it's learning for tomorrow's challenges. And they really want to build a future through learning and communication and prepare their students to master the challenges that are coming in the world and the different changes of society continually. And for this school specifically, sustainability is really deeply embedded into all of their programs, into their research. And even here as well, they work closely together with the business and the public sectors, as well as having a lot of international collaboration. So the different programs that the School of Education and Communication offers are this human resource, international work with global studies, media and communication sciences, and teacher education. They also have 2 master programs, sustainable communication and interventions in childhood. And here, most of their programs, except for the 1 master program, interventions in childhood, are in Swedish, but they all offer a variety of courses that are available for you in English as well, if that is of interest. And here you can find, if you want to find out more about the courses and the more details about the courses and the syllabus and all those things, you can go onto our webpage, ju.se, and then you click on Study at JU, and then Exchange Students, and then you can find for the different schools that you're interested, the different courses that are available for you to study while you're here. The good thing to know is that even though if you're nominated to the 1 school, you're usually allowed to take 1, maybe 2 courses from one of the other schools at Jönköping University, depending on obviously if there's places available, but that is an option if you would be interested in that. A general course load here for exchange students or for any students for 1 semester is about 30 ECTS credits, which is usually about 4 courses. It can differ a little bit depending on how many courses your credits are. And the maximum number of credits you can take is up to 45 if you would be interested in doing more than the normal load. But it's always good to know that it works together with the different schedules and things. So it's not good to load up too much, but it's a possibility. And our academic calendar here in Jönköping, the autumn semester runs from August until December/January. I say that because most courses finish in December, so you're able to go home for Christmas. Some courses are finished here in December and you have to finish an assignment from home. And there's maybe very few courses where you have to be here until January. But most of them you can go before Christmas and get home. And the spring semester runs from January to June. We do also have a summer school most years, that's in June and July. And if this is something that would be of interest to you, then you're also welcome to contact us and we can look at the different options available for that. When it comes to student life, we do know that a large part of going abroad is not just the academic side. Of course, that's really important, but it's also the whole life and being able to have time to experience the culture around you. Here at the university, we're really proud of our student union. They're a really active group of students that work to make the experience for all the other students as best as possible. They offer things such as a buddy program. So for all our international students, if you're interested in being paired up with a Swedish buddy, then you can apply for that and you have someone that can help you get settled into Jönköping. We also have a contact family program where if you're interested in seeing how a normal Swedish family lives, you can apply to be a part of that and join in some of their activities with a normal Swedish family. They arrange quite a lot of different trips. They have both day trips, such as going on a moose safari and to look at the big 5 of Scandinavia. They're not that scary as the African big 5, but there's also other trips, a little bit more longer trips that are arranged down to Russia or up to Lapland, where you can go. You see in one of the pictures a husky on a sleigh pulled by huskies, amongst other things, and visit the ice hotel. They could arrange a trip to Norway where they go paddling in the fjords. There's a lot of fun different trips that they arrange. They also have culture days on campus almost every week, where different cultures can share about their culture and traditions. And there are food safaris where you travel around to different places, tasting different food. But they also work with, obviously, educational quality and student rights, and making sure that you get treated fairly as you should as a student. And they have a whole bunch of other activities that they organize. They have also been awarded a prize for having one of the best kickoff weeks in Europe. So it's specifically the autumn semester starting in August. The kickoff is usually a lot of fun. This year was a little bit more quiet, but it's usually a lot of activities and social events and festivals, and make it a really fun start to your semester. Apart from the student union, we also work very closely together with something called the Science Park, which is like an incubator, as it mentioned in the video at the beginning, for new companies. The Science Park works not only with students, they work just generally for the whole society, but we do a lot of things together with them and for our students. And we really encourage even our international students, if you're here for even just one semester, to contact them if you have ideas and thoughts and want to be able to develop different business ideas and to think about different things. So that's a great tool as well for you to have while you're here with us. When it comes to the accommodation, we offer a pickup service, usually a few days at the beginning of each semester, where we pick you up from the airport in Jönköping or the bus or train station and drive you to your accommodation. It makes it easier for you to find things and get settled in. We also do have an accommodation guarantee for all our international students. As long as you follow all the deadlines necessary, then you're guaranteed an accommodation. We usually really recommend you to use the accommodation that is offered through the university. It's not on campus in that sense, because we don't have any accommodation on campus, because we're right in the middle of the city, but we have it quite spread out in a few different places, really good accommodations for a lot of our students. And it makes it easier for you not having to think whether something is valid or if it's a good place or a good option to live in. So we really recommend you to choose one of those accommodations that we offer. And in the application, you can choose several different, you can rank where you would like to stay of the accommodations that are available. So what's next if you're interested in coming here? Generally, you are nominated first by your university to us, and then we send you some information, and then you need to put in your application online. In order to be able to come, the main requirement is that you have completed 1 year of your studies at home. When it comes to English requirements, if you're coming from an English-speaking country, that's not a problem for you. You don't need to think about that. And we have a very easy application process. Once you're nominated to us, we give you the login that you can access it online and complete the application. Where in the application you choose the courses that you would like to take, and then you apply for the student accommodation, and then you're done. You receive your letter of acceptance, and then you start the whole process of getting your study permit or visa, whatever it is that you need to come here. And just finally, just to end off what's in it for you. And I think generally, no matter where you choose to go on an exchange, if you choose to study abroad, it's just a wonderful experience for you. I think there's a lot of studies that show that having had an international experience a little bit longer really increases your chances of getting your dream job and having a higher salary. So it's a really great thing to have on your CV. And it really is a once in a lifetime chance to be able to go to another country during your study period and really learn about another culture and just build an international network. It's a great way of we live more and more in a globalized world. And so being able to have a network of international people that you can develop as you yourself go into the working world when you're done studying is really great. And one of the main things that you learn more about is yourself. When you go to another culture, you get another perspective, you get out of your comfort zone. It's a really great opportunity to just learn more about yourself and test your own boundaries and just become a better person. So wherever you choose to go, well, we hope that you choose to go, and we hope that you choose to come to us here at Jönköping University. So that was my presentation, and I don't know if there's anyone there that has any questions or.
I do have a couple of questions for you. We
Yes.
don't have any students on, unfortunately, so I'll ask
No
questions.
problem.
Does the international office help students when it comes to applying for their permit to stay or visa?
If we help with it here?
Yeah.
No, we can provide assistance if need be with the migration office, but usually students apply for it themselves. It's a very easy process actually online through the migration office's web homepage. So usually students manage to do it themselves quite easily, but if they were to have troubles or need our help, if we need to, sometimes if there's a delay or something happening, we can jump in and call them and be in touch as well and help.
But at least you provide the information for them
Yes,
to.
yes.
Yeah,
yeah, they get the information. So once they get their letter of acceptance, there's a lot of information there about how to apply for the visa and the links that they need to have, all of those things.
Yeah. And then I'll just, because we're recording, and what I want to say is with your nomination, as you said, our university has to nominate a student, which means any students from Platteville that are interested in applying to your institution or being nominated must go through our application process as well. And for fall, our application deadline is also October 15th. So that's something that students need to consider, or you should consider when looking into applying to Jönköping. So you do need to come through our office as well.
Yeah, and if your deadline is the same as ours, there is also flexibility. If you're only able to nominate a few days later, it's not a problem. Yeah.
Yep, and we do the same thing for your students coming here. Well, there's always a little bit of wiggle room in there. We don't want to totally just turn people away. Yeah. So how does your spring semester look?
Yeah, we're actually quite surprised already now. This autumn semester, we have more students here than what we thought we would have before the semester started. We have over 120 students that have come, exchange students, and over 400 program students that are here from around the world. So and this semester is we've done like a hybrid, a combination of just online and on-campus learning. For the spring semester, I think everyone is hoping to go back to as normal as much as possible. Obviously, depending on how things develop in the autumn, no one really knows. There's the theories of second waves and things happening. So we will have to see. We were able to really quickly transfer to online when it happened in the spring. So I suppose we're planning for a normal semester, but if we have to make it hybrid again, we have the capability of doing that.
Yes, because we had 2 students there in the spring and they were able to finish their classes.
Yeah.
Or they returned home. So that was good. And I know both of them had such a wonderful experience, and I wish they could, we were able to stay and finish out the whole, but at least they had time over in Jönköping to enjoy the country, experience the culture a little bit before transitioning home. And it was great that they were able to continue with their classes online, so they didn't lose out on those credits back here. So yeah.
Well, that's good that it worked out for them.
Definitely. Well, I don't have any more questions unless Nee or Barb, you have any questions? Can think of? Probably not.
None from me.
None from
That was an amazing presentation. Thank you.
Yes. I want to come to Sweden now.
Me too.
You should. When you can, you should.
Great job, Heidi. Thank you so much.
Great.
Yes, thank you. Well, we'll be in touch. Feel free to, if you have any need for, if you do any fairs or need any marketing materials for us, or if you'd like me to come on and present about Plattville at any time, please let me know as well.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we're busy trying to think how we can do things now going forward in a good
Yes.
way. But we'll
Yes.
definitely be in touch if we need something.
Great. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you so much. It was nice seeing you. Bye-bye.
It was
Thank
really nice
you.
seeing you again. Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.